learning to quantum think, and they do it faster, better, because they have this new framework for thinking, the Quantum Think 21 principles and practices for the mind and awareness. So over the year, right now, we have different programs that are always done by teleconference, but right now we're doing primarily one-to-one with senior executives in major corporations. We've also done work with officials in the United States government, in the Office of Assistant Secretary of Defense, in Federal Executive Institute, Office of Personnel Management. So we've worked with, and we've done quantum think with 16-year-old boys, youth at risk, in an adjudicated school where people were in trouble with the law, and instead they were able to go to this school. Everybody gets these principles, Tony, because it's universal. It strikes what is already in us, and what we're doing is distinguishing it in such a way, bringing it into your awareness, that you'll be in natural action. So when you say, do we go in and ask questions? Yes. And the question, one part of it is to understand the way that the relationship of our thoughts, our thinking, our intent to our results. So I wanted to bring up this one program because I can give a real tip for people to put in action rather than just talking about it. And so the first thing when you're quantum thinking, you don't focus on what's wrong. You focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Why? Because, and it's going back to what you read from Do You QuantumThink, your mind is your life and you are not your mind. So whatever you hold in mind on a regular basis, meaning what you hold in your awareness, what you're focused on, where you have your attention, is giving you your experience of life. What you're focused on right now in this moment is your reality. And so, the mind can flit, or you can bring it under your own command. So, your mind is your life and you are not your mind, that sounds paradoxical, but what it means is you're not stuck. You don't have to identify, as I said, with everything that floats into your mind space. You are not your mind, meaning, well, then who are you? You and I are that free, unbounded awareness who can actually watch what's in our minds. Now, the big thing now in corporate life and with school children is mindfulness, because the way that our society is now, and I know you talk about a lot, taking a break from the technology, and it's really a good practice, and I love technology, so I like to have it with me too. But, being in command of that too, that's an extension of mind, our technology. So when you look at the fact that everything is speeding up, we're in a great transitional time for humanity, for planet Earth. All of our institutions are undergoing rampant change. We're looking to see how can we make it better, because we're in this global 24/7 world. So we've got increasing complexity and choices because of amazing technology. Every day there's some kind of unfathomable uncertainty, I call it, and the accelerating pace of change. Well, how do you deal with that? That's where the people are now into, what is known as mindfulness, like getting centered, getting focused, taking that time. My husband Alan and I, every morning after breakfast, our practice is to read something from spiritual literature. It can be any tradition. Every morning to get ourselves focused. Okay, so going back to the executives that we work with. So just to complete on that thought, your mind is your life and you are not your mind. You have the ability to get a relationship with your own awareness and what's traveling through your mind so that you can always choose. So the primary dynamic that we have been divinely bestowed with to create whatever we create on Earth, from a human perspective, is intent. Intent in the form of thought. So we will ask our clients, what is your intent? And we teach them how to create a statement of intent. A statement of intent is a context, it's a perspective, a framework that you're choosing to live from. It's not based in circumstances. It's like no difference than glass half empty, glass half full. The circumstance called this much water in the glass, I'm looking at the glass on my desk right now, and it is half full, half empty. The circumstance is the same. So I'm going to choose to live with, wow, thank you for, I am so grateful that my glass is half full. When you wake up in the morning, one day, if you're in that default setting of life, of your mind, one day you wake up and you feel great, exhilarated, excited about the day. The next day you may wake up and, you open your eyes and you're feeling, doldrums, what's today going to bring? And so what happened? The circumstances of your life are exactly the same. Probably the same amount of money in your bank accounts, the same objectives that you have in your business, same household, same car, same everything. What has that difference? And what's going to shape your day is your intent. So if I ever wake up with those automatic thoughts, I immediately go, wait a minute, what's my intent today? Today I'm excited about what is about to unfold, and it's all magnificent. Now, it's not, a statement of intent is not the truth for all time. This is one of the quantum worldview realities, is that the nature of life, the essence of life, is that it's energy in flux, constantly changing and shifting, informed by intelligence. It's intelligent energy, and we as human beings are the focal point who, according to our intent and attention, can shape the way things go. So when we work with our clients, we focus on what is wanted rather than trying to get rid of what we don't want. In Quantum Think, that's a very important distinction, number 8 of 21. I call the principles distinctions in thinking. Transformation as distinct from change. In order to change something, you have to keep the thing that you want to change in place. So I use the example, Tony, of an angry person. If you think of yourself as, I don't know, I'm just, whether it's a habit or what, I just am angry, then what would we try to do when you change? I want to change my anger, make it better, whatever. But what would you want to be if you weren't angry? Because every one of us, it's an infinite possibility universe. That's distinction number 3. It's infinite possibility. In every moment, we have a choice of how we want to manifest what our experience is in that moment. We can't control the circumstances, but we can always, 100% sovereignty over our relationship to the circumstances. That's where our power lies. So you create an intent, we call it intended quantum result. Let's say you have a business result that you want. So a statement of intent is more an open-ended intent. Let's say that I wanted to develop a television series. So the measurable result would be the milestones along the way, that I'm going to write the concept for it, I'm going to take a course in, how to present a television series to Hollywood, I'm going to put together a timeline, I'm going to get connected with an agent who's going to introduce me into these various production companies and whatever it is. And these are all we call devised measures. But what is the intent I'm operating from? Because if I go on my default setting, I'll say, oh, my God, I can't produce a television series. I mean, that is, that's for the other people. I grew up shy. I don't have those connections right now. These are how the least action pathways thoughts kick in, those automatic thoughts. I can't do this. I can't do that. What if that doesn't work out? Oh, no, that's too big of a goal. These are the least action pathways. So how do we displace? We create an intent. It's not a cover-up of fixed beliefs that are set in stone. Those are just thoughts. So that's
well, Dianne, I have to interrupt you. My producer just handed me a note as we have 20 seconds left here on the show. I was so involved in listening to you, I wasn't even paying attention to the time. We're going to have you back on the show for a whole hour because there's too much stuff to talk about. I really appreciate your time today, and I apologize for not giving you the proper exit out of here. And until the next time, I hope you have a great month of July, and I got a feeling you'll be back on the show sooner than later.
Great. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Thank you. You too. Folks, we're up against the clock. I'm not even going to recap. Just make sure, if you tuned in late, to go back and listen to the recording. Go to toughtalkradionetwork.com to find it, or Tony Gambone Facebook. That's our show today. Have a safe weekend, and we look forward to seeing everybody this week.
Did you know that an estimated 52 million Americans listened to Internet radio in the last month, or that weekly Internet radio audience has increased 60% over the last year, and that more than 8 in 10 people are online from any location? Tough Talk Radio Network is a company dedicated to providing a platform that allows opportunities for guests, hosts, and sponsors to market themselves to the Internet radio medium, where they can be heard by millions. To find out how Tough Talk Radio Network can help you, go to toughtalkradionetwork.com.